Hello, my name is Anand. Let's talk about a few ideas. The first idea is about revolutionizing learning. What if we had a site where people could come in, post subjects or topics of their interest, and others could come in and add links to the best resources they know of to learn those subjects? Other people can then come and rate, rank, review these resources for each subject. And over time, we would have a fantastic repository to learn any subject in the world ranked by the community. Let's talk about another idea. Let's say you're passionate about music and have these favorite musicians that you want to talk about, and you wish to share your passion and knowledge about these musicians with the rest of the world in your own unique way. You want to be able to describe the musician, their biography, their musical style, what makes them different from others, and also have clips or full recordings of their songs with your critical analysis of each of them. And you want this experience to be able to share this information with others who might also be interested in music or the same kind of music. Let's take a final case. There's a startup which just got the funding it wanted, and it now needs to hire about 10 people by the end of the month. This startup is very, very passionate about describing itself in a very unique way to their potential job candidates. They don't want to just post their job descriptions on some job portal or use the standard ways of describing themselves. They have a very precise way in which they want to express how they are different or better than other companies to their job candidates. They need to have the site up and running today so they can hope to have their 10 people recruited by a month or so. So let's look at these three different ideas and for a moment see what options do they have. If someone wants to do this, what choices do they really have? One choice is to use some existing experience out there. The learning idea could be to just post information on a social network or a playlist of videos on YouTube. There's some ways to make something similar to what that idea represents using existing tools. But it's not going to be exactly what the person has in mind. There will be some compromises that need to be made. The other option, if unwilling to compromise on anything, is to use skilled programmers, hire them, define what you want, and after a few months and a few $1,000s of expense, that precise experience is now available to put out to the world. If the money doesn't make sense, like for example, if the music idea comes to a person who's just doing it as a hobby, a few $1,000s does not seem like a worthwhile investment to get some experience like that after a few months. And in the case of the startup, they have all the money they need, but they need the experience like today. So All the money can't get programmers to give you an experience like that in a day. And that brings us to the final alternative, which is to give up or compromise heavily on what the original idea for an experience was, and maybe take the time, compromise on the time, and say I'll wait for 2 months and to get this experience that I want, or compromise on the experience and say I'll just post it on any job site that I want in the case of the startup. None of these options really seem right, given the web has been around since the 1980s and it's just been exploding in its potential. There's so many creative people sharing creative thoughts, and I'm sure many of them or all of them have some creative ideas about how they want their experience to be on the web. And yet, these are the options they have. Most of them have to compromise. How do we get around this? The solution is this web application called Meon that I have built to address that exact problem. The promise of Meon is that you can have any web experience in minutes, not days, months, or years. It's just in a few minutes, and at sometimes it's just instant if that experience is already available on Meon. So that seems like a tall claim. How can you have any web experience in just a few minutes when we know that it takes months to have a precise experience that we have in mind and it costs a lot of money? That's what Meon promises to offer, and you will learn as you go deeper into Meon how it achieves this lofty goal. Thank you.